I welcome you to Santa Clara University and to the 2013 commencement exercises. Please rise for the singing of the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation. The national anthem will be sung by graduating senior Gabriela, Estephanie, Solis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Laura Santamaria Estrada, a graduating senior with a double major in marketing and English, will open this commencement with a prayer.
Today, the kindness of God shines in each of the faces that have come together to celebrate a journey of growth and transformation. We give thanks for our classmates, mentors, family, and friends who have come together in love and prayer to celebrate the class of 2013. We share this with those who cannot join us today, but touched us deeply as true manifestations of an everlasting love. It is here that our spirits have been kindled to shine as lights of change. It is here in the happiness that we share that the work of God starts for us. This day, together, we pray that you bless our new paths, that we allow ourselves to be drawn by the pull of what we truly love, that as we leave the place that has become our home, we take our vision and share compassion with those whom we will encounter in our new journey, and that we continue to remember the astonishing light of our own being. We ask that you bless us and guide us in faith, in love, and in hope. God bless us all. Amen.
Please be seated. Reverend Father President, members of the university boards, distinguished guests, deans and faculty, parents, family, friends, and members of the graduating class of 2013. Let us put this day and year of celebration in a larger context. This is the 15th day of June in the year of our Lord, 2013. It is also the 819th year since the birth of Clare of Assisi, the 473rd year since the founding of the Society of Jesus, the 237th year since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and the 162nd commencement of Santa Clara University. It is my privilege to introduce Reverend Michael Engh of the Society of Jesus, the 28th president of Santa Clara University, who will offer some words to the graduates.
Welcome, honored guests, families and friends of the class, and the graduates of 2013. Today we celebrate you and your accomplishments, and I call to mind what one of our distinguished professors, Fred Perella, said in his toast to you, the class of 2013. His wise words warrant repetition. Quote, "As you prepare to leave us, travel with 3 gifts from Santa Clara. First, travel with God. The God in whose image you were made and who is with you always as your other and truer self. And even if you don't call God, God, never stop searching for that ultimate meaning of life, the one that you can expand through love and generosity with others. And second, travel with compassion and your dedication to service. When you meet someone in need, see this other person with the same eye with which God sees her. Listen not only to the question that someone asks you, but also to the question hidden deep within his heart. The gospel tells us that those who feed the hungry and clothe the naked will inherit the kingdom of God. And finally, travel with love. For love takes us out of a self-centered life. It invites us to sacrifice, to care, to cherish the other. May you be blessed, not only to share your life faithfully with family and friends, but also have the courage to achieve something much greater, to love all people. So my prayer for you is that you live to your full potential, as created in the image of God, in loving service to others, and with wisdom gained from family, friends, and those who have gone before you. We are proud of you, and we wish you well in your careers of integrity and virtue. Graduates, God bless you all, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Engh. Santa Clara University is pleased to recognize exemplary students and citizens for their achievements, service to others, and contributions to the university. Their lives are a model and inspiration to us all. The Peter Hans Kolvenbach S.J. Award recipient and the Nobly and St. Clair medalist for the class of 2013 will be introduced by Mary Kate Planek, a graduating senior in finance in the Levy School of Business. Father Michael Engh will present the awards.
The Peter Hans Kolvenbach S.J. Award is given by the President to graduating seniors who exemplify the ideals of Jesuit education, especially being a whole person, of solidarity in the real world, and having the courage and faith to build a more just and humane world. The Peter Hans S.J. Award is given to Laura Marie Snowden. The Nobly Medal is awarded to the male graduate who is judged outstanding in personal character, school activities, and overall contribution to the university. The Nobly Medal is awarded to Avon Peter Satry Malloy. The St. Clair Medal is given to the female graduate who is judged outstanding in personal character, school activities, and overall contribution to the university. The St. Clair Medal is awarded to Catherine Elizabeth Berkovitz.
Congratulations, Laura, Avon, and Catherine. Other students who have received prizes and awards are noted in your commencement program with their honors listed next to their names. Will all the students who have received an award from their department, school, or university please stand and be recognized? Each year, the university bestows its highest honor, an honorary doctorate, on individuals who embody the ideals of Jesuit education, specifically those who exemplify Santa Clara's commitment to integrate rigorous inquiry, creative imagination, and reflective engagement with society, with the goal of fashioning a more humane, just, and sustainable world. Reverend Frederick Tellini of the Society of Jesus will introduce our first honoree.
Will James Houghton please rise? Jim, ever the innovator, you founded the Signature Theater Company in New York as the first to devote an entire season to the distinct voice of a single playwright. You have upheld the ideals of a Jesuit education, not just on the stage, tackling serious social and often religious issues, but in the seats of the theater, as well by making this form of art accessible to all with affordable ticket prices. For your outstanding achievements, we are proud to award you your second award from Santa Clara University, the honorary degree of Doctor of Performing Arts.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctor of Performing Arts honoris causa. Okay, you step on the other side of it. You go over the top. Relax. All right. All right. Thank you. Take a picture? Okay. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Thanks so much. We'll mail it to you. Okay.
Reverend Michael Zimpelli of the Society of Jesus will introduce our next honoree.
Will the Reverend Robert B. Mathewson of the Society of Jesus please rise? As an invigorating force for the centuries-old tradition of Jesuit education, you have strengthened its mission by establishing such key innovations as counseling departments and expanded financial aid endowments. Through fundraising and administrative foresight, you helped Jesuit institutions prosper. Santa Clara University recognizes you for your lifelong work as an influential figure in Jesuit secondary education. We are honored to present you the honorary degree of Doctor of Education.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctor of Education honoris causa.
Mr. Robert Finocchio, Chair of the Board of Trustees, will introduce our next honorees.
Will Stephen C. Schott and Patricia A. Schott please rise? Our university and the community at large have all felt the impact of your dedicated service. As two graduates of local schools, you have demonstrated values in your business, charity, and family that bring pride and distinction to all of your alma maters. It is a pleasure to acknowledge your great philanthropy in the Bay Area, your support of Catholic education in particular, and your commitment to Santa Clara University. Santa Clara takes great pride in granting you both the honorary degree of Doctor of Public Service.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degrees of Doctor of Public Service honoris causa.
Thank you. These are beautiful.
And here we go.
Victor Republicano, a graduating senior in classical studies and the 2012 Panetta Congressional Intern, will introduce our next honoree.
Will Leon Panetta and Sylvia Panetta please rise? Your commitment to public service and to forming leaders of the future is legendary. From the Panetta Institute for Public Policy's Congressional Internship Program and the Panetta Lecture Series to the country's highest government appointments, together, you have served as a team of great integrity. Santa Clara University is proud to honor you both for your special commitment to the young people of America and is privileged to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Public Service.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctors of Public Service honoris causa.
I invite Mr. Panetta to deliver the commencement address.
Thank you all very much, Father Engh, Father Rewak, my fellow honorees, graduates, faculty, staff, families, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for this opportunity to participate in this great graduation ceremony for the class of 2013. First of all, my deepest congratulations to all of you, the graduates of 2013. You made it. You made it. And to the families, the spouses, and relatives, all of whom at this moment are saying, thank God they made it. I am truly honored to be with you today. First of all, because I'm proud to be a Bronco. A graduate of both undergrad and law school, I needed all of the Jesuit grace and blessing I could get in order to survive in Washington. And a hell of a lot of Hail Marys. I want to tell you that Steve Schott, who was in the same class that I was in here at Santa Clara, we came here at, I think what could fairly be called a very different era. It was an all-men's school. This was still pretty much a walled campus. There were no dogs, but there really were a lot of Jesuits around to make sure that we behaved. Pizza and beer was the favorite pastime. Paul Locatelli, the outstanding former president and a very good friend and classmate, was here, and together, Paul and I helped establish the Italian Club. Now, I should admit that the Italian Club that we established was not so much involved in the study of Italian culture or history. It was more about the Italian joys of life. I remember when I got elected to Congress, a congressman by the name of Frank Annunzio from Chicago came up to me on the floor of the House and he said, "Panetta, that's Italian." I said, "Yes, it is." I wasn't going to say no to an Italian from Chicago. He said, "That's a good. We don't do much on issues, but we eat good." And that was true. It's true for the Italian Club. We also had something in those days called mixers. We would, of course, invite all of the Catholic women's schools to our events. As a matter of fact, it was at an open house here at Santa Clara that I met my wife, Sylvia, who was going to Dominican. And I want to thank you for honoring her. She is my love, my partner, and my friend. We will celebrate 51 years of marriage in July. Mixers were our version of computer dating. I'm also honored to be here because I am very proud of the Santa Clara University of today. You're a 21st century campus. Men and women reflecting the great diversity of our society, open to all faiths and beliefs, a broad curriculum that reflects our times, and a commitment to your creed of building citizens and leaders of competence and conscience and compassion. And I'm particularly honored to address this class of 2013. This is a critical year. A year that will test not just whether or not you can be good citizens, but whether, in the words of your creed, you can be good leaders. In a few moments, you will receive your degrees, completing, obviously, what is a very important chapter in your education. And from here, you will take steps, the steps necessary to advance your professional careers in your chosen field. And a lot will depend on your personal initiative and your willingness to work hard. But a lot will depend on factors that I'm sure you believe at this point in time are beyond your ability to influence. And what I want to tell you today is you're wrong. Take it from me. You really can make a difference. Your career depends on opportunity. Opportunity depends on the state of our economy, the health of our society. Our economy and our society depends on the state of the nation. And the state of the nation, whether you like the idea or not, largely will depend on you. I do not say that lightly. This is not just another graduation speech cliche. Based on my own life, it happens to be the truth. Over 50 years ago, I sat where you're at, the son of Italian immigrants, the first in my family, along with my brother, to get a college education. I had no idea that I could impact on the policy of this country or on people's lives. But I did, and so can you. You can make a difference. Why do I say that? Because in this year of 2013, the year of your graduation, America, our democracy, our great democracy, is at a very critical crossroads in the 21st century. We have come through a decade of war, over a decade of war. We have witnessed the terrible devastation of a brutal attack on America in 9/11. We have seen a remarkable operation to go after the person who was responsible for 9/11, and we made clear to the world that nobody attacks the United States and gets away with it. We've had over 6,000 men and women in uniform who've made the ultimate sacrifice for this country, 50,000 of them wounded. The rest of the nation, because only 2% of the country served in those wars, the rest of the nation was not called upon, really, to sacrifice at all in order to pay for those wars. We incurred huge debts. We suffered through a serious and devastating recession. We saw the fall of the Iron Curtain that has left us with a more uncertain and unstable world that has to confront terrorism, rogue regimes, and the potential of a cyber war. We have a political system that is in partisan gridlock, and real questions about whether you will be able to achieve the American dream, the dream that brought my immigrant parents to America, the dream that we all have of a better life for our children. We, you and I, now have a real choice. We can either have an America in renaissance or an America in decline. We can have an America on the cusp of what could be a very strong economic recovery, building on the tremendous creativity and innovation that we see right here in Silicon Valley, strengthening an educated and skilled workforce, giving them the clean energy and the resources necessary to grow our economy, advancing opportunity, improving our quality of life, investing in a leaner and more agile defense force that still can remain the strongest and most powerful in the world, that can sustain America's leadership and values in a very troubled world. Or we could have an America in decline, following in the historic steps of other failed empires, an America in constant crisis, politically dysfunctional, unable to govern effectively, to build a strong future, to protect our most basic freedoms, our economy, or our national defense. The point is, we have a choice. The good news is that we still have time to do what is right. The bad news is that we have seen events move very rapidly in this technological age of the 21st century, and they can consume us very quickly if we fail to act. I often tell our students at the Panetta Institute that we govern in this country either by leadership or by crisis. If leadership is there and willing to take the risks associated with leadership, we can avoid crisis. But if leadership is not there, then we will inevitably govern by crisis. Today, unfortunately, we largely govern by crisis after crisis after crisis. We can do that. Politicians can somehow survive in office. The public, particularly young people like yourselves, can dismiss Washington as somehow not relevant to your lives. We can govern this way, or more correctly stated, fail to govern. But there is a price to be paid, and that price is the loss of trust of the American people in our system of governing. And every scandal only reinforces that distrust. During my 50 years of public service, I have seen Washington at its best, and I have seen it at its worst. I believe in American leadership. I've seen America face all kinds of crises, from economic recessions to war, to natural disasters, to scandals that have gone to the core of leadership in Washington. But somehow, throughout all of that frustration and anger and gridlock, America has always risen to the challenge, and I believe it will again. Perhaps not from the top down, through some sudden conversion or awakening in the halls of power, but more likely from the bottom up, from the wellspring that leadership has always drawn its strength in this country, the fundamental spirit and common sense and values of the American people, the belief that braced our forefathers, the responsibility to act, and yes, to fight for what is right. Teddy Roosevelt, who understood what it meant to fight, said the following, and I quote, "In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing." Unquote. I am pleading with you not to do nothing, but to do something, to engage, to get involved, to hold our elected officials accountable, to make them understand there is a price to be paid for doing nothing, to demand action, not sound bites, demand consensus, not gridlock, demand leadership, not crisis. Let me give you the best example of how Washington did nothing recently. It's called sequester. Most of you probably have no idea what the hell sequester is. Webster defines sequester as to confiscate, to seize, to draw back, to take leave. Congress clearly took leave of their senses when they designed sequester. They deliberately designed a budget mechanism that was so goofy and so mindless in the way it slashed federal spending that the threat of it occurring was supposed to force them to do the right thing. It was designed to do as much damage as possible in order to force action. And guess what? They did nothing, and it took effect. Leaders who are elected to protect people did nothing. They didn't even take up a bill to prevent sequester from happening. And the result is that it is harming our economy through lost jobs and pay, harming the most vulnerable in our society, and harming our national defense by hollowing out our forces and undermining our readiness. And the shame of it is that it was all avoidable, but only avoidable if our elected leaders are willing to take the risks necessary to protect the country. As a young graduating student here at Santa Clara, I was inspired to public service by my parents, who urged me to give something back to this country, by 2 years in the military, serving this country in uniform, and by a young president who said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." My generation was inspired, and it helped change America on civil rights, on women's rights, on the environment, on issues of war and peace. And now your generation needs to answer the same call. Ask not why nothing is getting done. Ask what you can do. I realize that there is a rising tide of distrust and of cynicism that many in your own generation are so individualistic that you lack any understanding of what it takes to work together for a common goal. But caring for others, working together for others, is the essence of what our democracy is all about. Your generation has already changed attitudes in America. You've made clear that we should respect every human being on earth and give them a chance to succeed. There is more to be done. There's more to be done on immigration reform, on protecting our climate, on strengthening the middle class, on balancing our budget, on finding the right balance between our securities and our freedoms, on educating our young, on protecting our nation, on taking the risks necessary to govern. We just celebrated Memorial Day. I ask all of you to remember the example of the risks of our men and women in uniform who are willing to put their lives on the line, to fight, and yes, to die in order to protect America. Let me close by telling you about one family that was willing to do just that. It was on January 15th, 2012, in Baghlan Province, Afghanistan. Sergeant First Class Benjamin Wise was 34, Army Ranger on his 4th overseas deployment, was struck by enemy fire, and he died several days later in an American hospital in Germany. He left behind a wife and 2 young sons. And as was my practice as Secretary of Defense, I wrote a handwritten note to his parents to console them on this hero's death. But what made this case different was that it was the second time I had written to the Wise family. As director of the CIA, Ben's brother Jeremy was one of the CIA security officers who died in a suicide bombing that took place at Host, Afghanistan in December 2009. These are the families that are sacrificing for our country. A few months after the Host attack, I visited that remote base in Afghanistan. And on the wall was a large plaque with a verse from the Old Testament, from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 8. And then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And then I said, "Here I am, Lord, send me." In Hebrew, it is hineni, send me. That is the sound of the trumpet that must summon all of us to action. If our men and women in uniform can respond to that call with incredible bravery and courage, then surely our political leaders can muster just a little of that courage to take the risks necessary to govern. None of this will happen without you. As citizens of our democracy, the trumpet sounds for you. You can make a difference. In the words of Adlai Stevenson, you are the rulers and the ruled, the lawgivers and the law-abiding, the beginning and the end. You are not just our hope for a better future, you are our future, and the key to whether we remain a government of, by, and for all people. Congratulations, welcome to the flight, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Mr. Panetta, for your inspiring and thoughtful comments. And on behalf of all of us, I want to thank you for your service to this country, for summoning us to a call for action. Your words will be long remembered by our graduates. We now turn to the main celebration of the day to honor each student in the class of 2013. In the spirit of the Jesuit motto, "For the greater glory of God," the trustees of the university, on the recommendations of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in them by the state of California, will, through the president of the university, confer degrees on those who now will be presented. Reverend Michael Engh of the Society of Jesus and president of the university, Mr. Robert Finocchio, the chair of the board of trustees, and the college and school deans will greet each of the new graduates. Each graduate's picture will be taken by the university photographer. We ask that no personal photos be taken in the area set aside for graduates. During the awarding of the degrees, please help families and friends hear every graduate's name as it is being called by holding your applause and your personal congratulations until all graduates in the college or each school have received their diplomas. Also, out of respect for your fellow classmates and their guests, please remain seated throughout the remainder of the ceremony. The gates for the alumni picnic will not open until the conclusion of the entire commencement program. Dr. Adam Yee, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will present the candidates for Bachelor of Arts degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Frederick Perella of the Department of Religious Studies will read the names of the graduates from the college. Please wait until Dr. Perella has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the College of Arts and Sciences will please rise. Reverend Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who have been approved by the faculty of the college and by the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Arts as indicated by your Dean.
Fred. Please be seated until you are directed to rise. Will the first row please come forward? Tyler Bell Knapp. Sandy Lynn. Christina Nancy Shields. Elizabeth Lucy Malone Morgan. Juliana Hayes O'Neill. Sebastian Turner. Lauren Walters. Hallie Catherine McKnight. Anne Grace Nino. Julia Lee Reston. Russell White. Christopher Zamabripa. Dimitri Woods. TV Tina Tonley. Victor Philip Republicano III. Jenny Cortez. Janelle Lauren Batad. Ali Aslam. Taylor Alderson, Gladys Mancias, Amy Bernstein, Catherine Brand, Thomas George Atraz Carini, Celine Munoz Campos, Carolina Durling, Lauren Donati, Megan Noel Phelps, Mandy Nicole Ferreira, Alexander Vincent Malloy, Brianna Michelle Martin, Margarita Ariana Maureen Ramnani, Amber Clark, Elizabeth Mendez, Anika Daniela Dokes, Francesca Camille Bacasmas Concepcion, Alyssa Joanne Strickland, Paul L. Burdett, Michael Gabriel Garcia Cole, Brian Kirby, Michael Romero, Maxwell Walter, Angelina Militia Duckett, Charlie Freitas, Danielle Herman Franks, Chase Patrick Arthur, Riley McKay, Andrew John Dugany, Marie Elizabeth Galetto, Brandon Laurent Raboa, Sanjita Balus Brahmaninian, Nicholas John Camilleri, Kyle Kubo, Veronica Jade Rodriguez, Carrie Parker, Casey Elizabeth Cronin, Esquivel Olvera, Stephen Philip Martinelli, Lindsay Sherry Teeple, Tomani Menjo, Melissa Ann Chow, Allison Norris, Missa Moskovich, Catherine Laura Chow, Angeles Oviedo, Samantha Judah, Erin Aline Piper, Lisette Amanda Ramos, Jennifer Saldana, Melissa Yesenia Espinoza Garnica, Jessica Karina Lopez, Cindy Kim, Erica Kaordi Halapulea Loha Morimoto, Anna Marie Welfel, Fana Yoanez, Stephanie Ann Lucas, Brianna Elizabeth McDonald, Larry Jackson, Joseph Martin Kerwin, David Ellis Verman Storig, Nicola Abigail Walker Vilich, Allison Ziegrid McPartland, Janie Bruno, Carolyn Jean Entress, Sam Pearson, Eric Michael Simmons, Michael Schubert, Carlos San Miguel, Alexander Hirrell, Matt Rupel, John Towers, Austin James Tompkins, Lauren Alexis Matheson, Katie Borden, Emily Jane Raimondi, Hannah Hanson Scott, John Bruna Nash, Rachel Lauren Davidson, Megan Fallows Nider, Samantha Riley, Hilary Gonzalez, Anna Escabel, Alexandra Zanevsky, Athanasia Pozorikidis, Megan Elizabeth Knutson, Jade Richardson, Brooke Kaylin Davis, Sophia Felice Gatto Risso, Catherine Marie Madden, Alexa Barube, Janelle Bebarolu, Stephanie Marie Covell, Carly O'Connor, Andrew Garrett Ozan, Matthew Ozan, Candice Marie Sanchez, Katie Jo Sells, Elizabeth Anne Marie Deline, Dominic Anthony Rios, Martina Sarah Lasich, Maximilian George Francis Napier, Sina Stanley Ratcliffe, Eliza Lamson, Matthew Wiegand, Regine Rose Solominagod, Elizabeth Wassman, Gabrielle Chasinski, Natalia Pavlina, Laura Santamaria, Gabriela E. Solis, Michael David Rosa, Nav Growell, Mario Robles Barbosa, Sean Ling Sullivan, Christina Keating, Andre Akawili, Lauren Elizabeth Johnson, Ricardo Mempin, Deanne Beatrice Schlemmer, Taylor Nicole Womack, Catherine Kozlowski, Alyssa Michelle Tomasello, Philip Robert DiTullio, Danielle Simone Noel, Stephen Francis Anderson, David Clark Olson, Casey Sean Buckley, Kevin Lemoon, Jacob Newton, William Houston, Robert Ware, Taylor Barrett Wilsden, Mauricio Villa, Andrew Richard Sasso, Catherine Annie Green, J. Connor O'Rourke, Nicholas Todd Johnson, Jacqueline Furman, John Piacenti, Philip Connor Witt, Moira Elise Chambers, Julia Mink, Christopher D'Arienzo, Andrew David Cox, George Matthew Kreitz, Jessica Elizabeth Talavera Rao, Yesun Kim, Cynthia Duran, Claudia Medina, Alyssa Jepson, Jordy Lee Carroll, Kaylin Laura Atkins, Thomas F. Sullivan Jr., Kelly McMeekin, Caitlin Melissa Baker, Sharon Benitez Bustamante, Sophia Bayless, Lindsay Tron Nguyen, Joanne Christie Santamoro, Hannah Miller, Tin Nguyen, William J. Kelly, Sarah Sammy Hilali, Genevieve Crom, Bryce Whitman, Michelle Maria Gilmore, Melanie Kathleen Jacobs Romero, Nicole Christina Kelly, Janae Aubrey, Daniel Frank, Lorena C. Reyes, Gerardo Cortez Bernabe, Thomas Allen, Taylor Bowlby, Chloe Macbeth Looker, Elizabeth Marsden, Andrew Ricci, Selena Mary Mogan, Bridget Walsh, Margot Riley, Nicholas Jones, Keelan Connolly, Guy Maserati, Kyle Robert Arizet, Anton Anchondua, Marlis Adele Hunt, Ellen Horan, Patrick Walsh Cootermarsh, Nicholas Colin Miller, Christopher Thomas Caruso, George Frederick Chase IV, Stephen Neil Layton, Byron Mangello, Gareth Morale, Eliza Rose Brennan, Sandy Nguyen, Jeffrey Monsell, Jason Allen Watkins, Jennifer Grace Savage, Tanushri Mondkar, Alec Forrest Brown, Matthew Taylor Lee, Stephen Fetter, Emily Anthea Estes, Lindsay Marie Styler, Nicholas Paul Skinner, Andre Abrahamians, Kelly Claire Frickleton, Kathleen Rose Petroff, Lindsay Noriko Lung Wakayama, Brianna Grace Edith Mitchell, Amelia Fleming Bethel, Samantha Ann Pistoresi, Erin Lafferty, Michelle Cabinian, and Noelani Neal.
Dr. Drew Starber, Dean of the Thomas and Dorothy Levy School of Business, will present the candidates for degrees in the Levy School of Business. Dr. Gregory Baker of the Department of Management will read the names of graduates. Please wait until Dr. Baker has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Commerce in the Levy School of Business will please rise. Reverend Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who've been approved by the faculty of the school and by the Board of Trustees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Science and Commerce as indicated by your Dean.
Please be seated until you are directed to rise. Will the first row please come forward? Nicholas Buckley. Jared Bradley. Bisma Aziz. Brianna Casera. Brett Thomas Davey. Sarah Elizabeth Brown. Maggie Burke. Joseph Dickinson. Matthew Escobar. Randy Sumanto Aliwarga. Vanya Darwin. Melissa Jody Sutanto. Saranya Chen. Coco Shuan Liu. Spencer Adam Devereaux. Aaron Munikio. Laura Elizabeth Antonelli. Robert Allen LeBaron Loop. Anthony David Martinez. Alexander Leon Louis Cashmitter. Chad Bakey. Aaron Bakey. Michael Harney. Danelle Dyan. Shayla Brumbley. Jake Larson. Tran Huang Nguyen. Minu Hans Jaku. Elizabeth Maria Lopez Alvarado. Claudia Ruiz. Xochitl Mijangos. Alejandro Preciado. Luis Andres Roja. Derek Pineda. Sean Ricketts. Austin Philip Bear. Bobby Shelworth. Jay Maglione. Zachary Morris. Carlene Elizabeth McCallagher. Alexa Ray Valentine. Jenny Michelle Vong. Andrea Christine McGann. Nicole Marie Guzman. Trevor Michael Wright. Anthony Michael Minuffo. Jacob Sandoval. Kevin Michael Vu. Yun Tao Ma. Mary Ann Yang. Veronica Carolyn Shia. Linda Q. Yuen Nguyen. Mervyn Wijaya. Nydia Angelina Sunarso. Tiffany Leung. Faith Teal. Vicky Liang Kwang. Hoa Nguyen. Christopher Helgeson. Connor Gavin. John We Met. Lauren Ann Reed. Alexandra Hovey. Kenriette Del Rosario. Nazish Khan. Crystal Ann Racho. Lauren Iseki. Kevin Mingwei Lum. Pranali Joshi. Stella Paulina Tran. Jared Villacorte. Kevin David Franklin. Ryan Voyer. Jessica K. Van. Patrick Chen. Peter Fan. Alan Nguyen. George He. Alexander Graves. Alan Nguyen. Mei Gao. Nicole Suihara. Ariana Emily Quinones. Michael Hunter Long. Christopher Edgar Beal. Spencer William Runn. Danielle Danoa. Mika Chatterjee. Ryan Kanitoku. Anne Bowie. Nicholas Tamura. Zachary Michael Wagoner. Christopher Mora. Sean Michael Namas. Marissa Moncrief. Jonathan Salim. Vanessa Liu. Atinderpal Singh. Tran Lee. Amanda Claire Nelson. Andrea Lee Raymond. Alexis Andrea Babb. Bianca Catherine Gonzalez. Zipporah U. Roxas. Federico Adolfo Andrade. Christine Byrne. Tierney Ann Danner. David Murdoch Filippini Bybee. David Alexander Thomas. Hannah Michelle Huckabee. Roberto Fernandez Madero. Kanishk Umesh Desai. Matthew James McDonald. Kevin Henderson. Emmy Quinn. Kimberly Claire Driscoll. Nicholas Wayne Bonfanti. Lexi Williamson. Kelly Allison Lamble. Joseph Fletcher. Alexander Faris Long. Kenneth Joseph Bruce Jr. Bin Jin. Denise Tostado Torres. Ryan Clark. Mary Kate Planek. John Frederick Lat Campos. Devin Alexander Character. Kelvin Toan Duong. Ardian Limiarto. Brian Badir. Jeffrey Jopling. Julia Michelle Drimmer. Kaveri Ganendra. Catherine Elizabeth Mary Fallon. Mackenzie Patricia Hurt. Anne Marie Morris. Coco Burns. Elliot Ginsberg. Samar Tesfalem. Richard Odell Kennedy II. Felipe Santos. Christopher Patrick Pascal. Kyle Adams. Joe Portal. Dania Sherelle Reed. Heron Abdi. William Patrick Finn. Kevin J. Latta. Matthew Nicholas Gaber. Chris Conower. Jay Bula. Michael Cherkosky. Robert Wiley. Timothy Yen. Patrick B. Sutorius. Thomas Lewis Tatum, Douglas Wang, Athena Hong, Angela Fuentes, Sean Su, John Justin Graham, Leslie Levine, Phoebe Moncarius, Ashley Mitchum, Emily Brianna Fritz, Jonathan Parker Bradley, Blake Andrew Harris, Mia Lopez, Molly Karlskind, Natasha Gupta, Samantha Tasaki, Fanny Lamina, David Ray Reeb, Caitlin Danielle Hendricks, Veronica Machuca, Sadie Yitreff, Shasa Jiang, Michelle Kerniyawan, Long Nguyen, Than Tran, Benrick Robert Lee Limso, Shafa Banini, Alexander James Wall, Andrew Overton Reeves, Noah Anthony Rickling, John Walsh, Jack Schneeman, Siley Mukherjee, Bo Brannick Kramer, Mark Daniel Sagarian, Vanessa Renee Leha, Bridget No, T. Boy, Martin Tan, Akhlil Ibsa, Taylor Griffith, Monica Francesca Ferrone, Elena Mosharova, Christopher Place, Patrick Weiss, Theodore Winston Nasser, Maggie McGeorge, Brooke Levy, Mayan Zeitlin, Eric Samuels, Kenneth Ryan Treadwell, Matthew Robert Davison, Christian Workman, Chase Matthew Gladden, Nicholas Anthony Munoz, John Moreau, John Patrick Rice, Rocky Insinger, Chase McDowell, Robert Donald Miller III, Chase P. Vara, Aaron Terrell, Nicholas Munoz, Mason Varant, Eric Anthony Souza, Alexander Giovanni Pascal, Chase William Novak, Carter Kevin Rummage, Scott Johnson, Adani Harrison, Ravi D. Patel, Alejandra Patricia Torres, Shelby Reed, Scott Terrell, Connor Noonan, Corey Smith, Brock Simon, Bryce Alexander Kwong Yi, Raymond Atlas Jacob, Alexander Scott Donnelly, Jeff Snyder, Brent Aratani, Jacob Craig Wagner, Megan Lee Wong, James Patrick Sontag. Ruta Zurakite. Raymond Cowles III. Michael Colin Cook. Jeremy Shee. Tony D. Doe. Eugene Muchinsky. Miguel Torres. Michael Keller. Danica Baena. Devin Ingersoll. Jameson Andrew Ray. Howard Limburg. Catherine Schaefer Douglas. Yvette Black. Andrina Camille Chafin. Alicia Steele. Genevieve Antoinette Bever. Arlene Bagot. Mary Louisa Herianto. Justin Wadley. Stephen Hermawan. Angelica Salinas. Irene Shea. Jessica Anderson. Amber Magana. Yvonne Lee. Justin Lovejoy Clark. Julia Elizabeth Hurt. Kaylin Colleen Doherty. Olivia Ann Cly. Michael Andrew Couch. Connor Freher. Henry Charles Sotomayor. Claudette Camille Lindsay. Kyle Vidergaz. Brandon Michael Gojanola. Margot Marie Camby. Tia Pichon. Samantha Peterson. Brett Oliveira. Kevin Copra Fitzsimmons. Sarah Ann Perkins. Gurbage Kar Sundu. Mara Mayora. Kathleen Roberts. Jacqueline Gage. Denny Suarez. Annie Deng. Shang Ting Huang. Taylor Tate. McKenna Monahan Pizzuto. Ka Lau. John Flesher. Jacqueline Madison. Erin Elizabeth Hartwig. Taylor Dior Werfs. Angie Zhu. Elizabeth Ann Sir. Katie Nicole Moreno. Caitlin Jean Fueling. Victoria Isabel Yap. Ifan Zhang. Spathina Lakram Raju. Gina Marie Mazzatani. Melinda Correa Brazil. Giovanni Vincenzo Janota. Samir Paul. Sumi Chada. Angelica Sayana Perez. George Eddie Tabit. Vivience Doan. Cherie Mather. Michelle Kim Arellano. Lillian Tao. Adrienne Lamelas. Stephen Lamb.
Dr. Godfrey Mungle, Dean of the School of Engineering, will present the candidates for degrees in the School of Engineering. Dr. Ruth Davis of the Department of Computer Engineering will read the names of graduates. Please wait until Dr. Davis has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the School of Engineering will please rise. Reverend Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who have been approved by the faculty of the school and by the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degrees of Bachelor of Science as indicated by your Dean.
Please be seated until you are directed to rise. Will the first row please come forward? Rohini Deb. Christina Jane Shu. Allison Camilla. William Trong. Victoria Evelisa Vargas. Lisette Rodriguez. Sean David Foote. Brett Simons. Joshua Beninsky. Douglas Yoon. Jason Howard. Ajay Fernandez. Paulina Francesca Perez Alonso. Elise Naomi Shimomura. Dane Matthew Tomseth. Mary Catherine Reynolds. Kyle Perricone. Robert West. Josergio Zaragoza. Amanda Kaku. Kimberly Tehetha Langford. Marina Brett Howard. Megan Ann Cronin. Haley Gail Dixon. Michaela Gabriel Nava. Mei-Ling Leon. Alexandra Yabuka Godwin. Christy Sachiko Ogata. Jamie Wallace. Eduardo Cruz. Sylvia Garcia. Carla Fierros. James Morgan Beal. David Steenson. Ren Kimura. Scott Patrick Nowak. John Matthew Moganum. Kevin Latham. Alessi Sia. Satej Desai. Catherine McKenzie. David Chan. Annie Walkinshaw. Katie Bush. Guadalupe Gonzalez. Anthony Daniel Navarrete. Michael Stewart. Ronald Sipple. Joshua G. Rombro. John Judnick. Alexandria Shearer. Suzanne Lean. Victoria Marie Hall. Michael Ruiz. Zachary Singh. Jake Headland. Ian McIver. Robert Avila. Mark Sanders Sinclair. Ben Rook. Alec James Furtado. Jackson Beechwood. Devin Wakefield. Megan Karana. Maya Huff. Logan Royce Jones. Sahil Verma. James Michael Brock. Rahul Krishna Kumar. Kurt George Jurgens. Karoli Somojavari. Samantha Lei Pham. Jeff Matsunaga. Matthew Christopher Tu. Bryson Lamb. Caton Kumar. Evan Havlish. Graham James Turbin. Kyle Akiyoshi Terrier. Shano Awai. William Ni Guo. Robert Francis Guile. Derek Vincent Breska. Tyler Sawyer. Kirsten Elise Peterson. Thomas Ta Pham. Chan Yun Yu. Jacob Adams. Peter Baumgartner. Mark Winston Fozzie Allison. Brian Bidwell. Bernadette Yao Tong. Brandon O'Hara. Franz Louis Chua. James Cochran. Todd Chunvan Osdal. Richard Fong. Guillermo Gallardo. Matthew Michael Lee. Christine Marie Horman. Ali Nicole Nash. Tara Whitney Oldham. Rachel Ann Reed. Michael Schlesselman. Theodore Schapp. Miles Gronard. Charles Joseph Dorsey. Michael McCormick. James Erskine. Charles MacArthur. Colin Austin. Kaja Cleric Gilio. Max Hermansfeld. Stuart Hobson. Mark Johnson. William J. Jeffrey. Alexander Zatopa. Jake Gallo. Dane Kornasevich. Sean Rayner Smith. Tobin Edward West Platt. Thomas Hoy. Leif Einar Kios. Nicholas Prince. Audrey Alexandra Kochman. Greg Roos. Jacques Sahun Yoon. Jackson Christopher Smith. Dominic Villa. Jennifer Simonis. Chase Traficante. Scott James Stewart. Brian Gallagher Howard. Mark Wagner. Owen Peter Jacobs. Robert Elliott Martin. Nicholas Leonidas Zaides. Jonathan Daniel Ahumada. Jasmine Farias. Alicia Whitney Ang Chu. Urvashi Reddy. Lauren J. Furumoto, Alan Ruiz, Hariharan Rajagopalan, Tovin Thomas, Ryan Joseph Selowitz, Brian James Verduzco, Will Wilson Trutner, Daniel Katsuo Maeda,
Dr. Adam Yee, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will present the candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Frederick Perella of the Department of Religious Studies will read the names of graduates. Please wait until Dr. Perella has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the College of Arts and Sciences will please rise. Reverend Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who have been approved by the faculty of the college and by the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Science as indicated by your Dean.
Please be seated until you are directed to rise. Will the first row please come forward? Avon Satri Malloy, Helga Afghani, Ashley Armstrong, Brianna Napualani Colon, Michaela Lynn Fagan, Christina Koloji, Sophia Alejandra Lopez, Danica Lauren McGuire, Whitney Miller, Sarah Elizabeth Montgomery, Rebecca Deanna Murillo, Cameron J. Wagoner, Carly Elizabeth Zipper, Akash Deep Agrawal, Caitlin Mary Baker, Eric Castellanos, Grace Ann Park, Michael Ray Andolia Kasuga, Alyssa Michelle Chan, Kyla Santos Dalusag, Bin Tan Ho, Lee Mai Lei, Matt Mosier, Jennifer Parker, Jonathan Makoto Tanaguchi, Brian Devoto, Jonathan Grambo, Neda Aturarabi, Claire Elise Anderson, Maxine Armengo, Nicole Asumsao, Megan Ann Bedard, Brianna Leah Kobayashi Britton, Vicky Nguyen, Laura Marie Francis Brown, Tessa Code, Jeff Young, Nicole Monica Ankrum, Nathaniel May, Timothy Viernal, Jessica Walker-Barth, Jenna Marie Sasso, Michelle Davidson, Mariah Caprial Adcox, Catherine Bobbin, Camille Mariana Debrow, Amanda Dewey, Allison Stephanie G, Clement Chi, Juliana Moreno, Maura Elizabeth Kinsella, Angelica Lang, Lauren, Amanda Lorendra, Nancy Martinez, Tiffany Padilla, Christopher Lum, Kelly McKenna, Avery Reese, Leslie Vanessa Quintanilla, Carlo Juarez, Eduardo Andres Bent Robinson, Roberto Nelson Ramos, Kelly O'Rourke Reidelberger, Whitney Ann Rainier, Joshua Alexander Ronan, Angela Marie Silva, Medea Lauren Torres, Haley Erin Watson, Rebecca Ann Carruthers, Brooke Ashley Whitmore, Christine Ling Yi, Nicholas Savala, Mackenzie Joy Junio Zorkin, Eric Schauman, Alexander Ambrose, Nicholas D'Ambrosi, Robbie Irabaran, Sang Huan Shin, Sam At Engh, Bobby Fatimi, Michael Eric Scott Guffrey, Christina M. Lesnick, M.I. Madrone, Jin Bay, Devin Bernowski, Michael Joseph Mansell Carachola, Sharon T. Kim, Rachel Chow, Fallon Cox, Dominique Rose Felix, Alejandro Gutierrez, Patrick McKenzie, Sophia Laurel Cresci, Kaylee M. Durkett, Adam K. Ezat, Robert Anthony Garcia, Golnaz Golasorki, Tavo Cortez, Lauren Ann Holbrook, Lauren Elizabeth DeWitt, Peter Obregon, Erin Lane Chadwell, Kerry Healy Goodson, Hillary Perry, Troy Perry, Dustin Smith, Dylan Nitta, Julia Peterson, Joshua J. Kamparathi, John Patrick Lamy, Sean Jeffrey Kelly, Dylan Tate Carlin, Nidal Nazra, Simranjit Singh, the 15th, Mario Alberto Pimentel, Brenna Justine Donnellan, Eugene Trilesnik, Kevin Robert Oliver, Haley Nye, Sarah Donay Aliotti, Azena Taraka Tesfu, Michelle Tang, Justin Simeon Covino, Amelia Rose Evans, Rebecca May Solomon, Natalie Celeste Kassel, Julia Kawapalali Harrison, Felix Alvarez, Antonio Gunner, Adrian Taylor Lowe, Farhan Choudhury, Asia Cully Banus, Elise Nicole Shepard, Sarah Michelle Guerrera, Thomas McCann, Christopher Jude Waite, Charles Stephen Hall, Mark Albert Spain, James Bernard Moore, John Cornelius Penner, Catherine Marie Servatius, Molly Eileen Quigley, Diego Mora, Martel Jordan Wynn, Kelly Xavier Carvajalo, Alexander Kono, Ivana Augustina Kolendich, Brenna Garland, Natalie Simmons, Felicia Marie Fregoso, Ariel Riojas Bauer, Deanne Sarah Henderson, Alyssa Renee Vargas, Grace Lee, Mary Dutry Kim Nguyen, Alyssa Martinez, Bianca Janae Johnson, Bridget Marie Clark, James Adolph, Yasua Joaquin Alcarez, Austin Alleman, Austin Earl Caldwell, Nicole Lauren Avenigo, Nita Kazi, Anna Maria Carlson, Andrea Grace Lugazinski, Michael Mantessa, Saba Joka, Quinn Swan Nguyen, Grace Orgata, Tracy Melinda Pro, Audra Robin Roberts, Mark William Rogers, Amanda Joy Taylor, Helen Vijay, Kana Cornelius Gemmel, Torelius James Johnson, Eric Kitlaus, John Mark Kreikebaum, John Kevin Nelson, Justin Robert Isaac, Cassandra Bame Matea, Aaron Lynch, Jillian Marie Cool, Jacob Lawson Rose, Tarek Habas, Sho Nakashing, Erica Lauren Ward, Shannon Johnson, Samuel Benjamin Barosio Jr., Angela Marie Clexton, Jeffrey Jang, William John Lynch, Ariana Jachico, Kalea Clayton, Isabel Suchi Davila, Elizabeth Rochelle Orozco, Edvin Jasvin, Z. Kun Lee, Brendan Terrence Murphy, Alexandra Nicole Don, Michelle Lee Livingstone, Margaret Anderson, Brenda Alba, Eileen Reiling, Sandy Elizabeth Ledesma, Lexi Rubatino, Kendall Preston, Jessica Lee Terry, Carissa Laverne Tice, Morgan Elizabeth Fornesi, Armando Argueta Vogel, Anna Rothrock, Jennifer James, Jessica Reiner, Elena Ann Del Favaro, Catherine Lee Stoiber, Edward Joseph Tiernan, Alejandro Pineda, Thomas Samir, Belinda Resendez, Francisco Castillo, Anne Cecilia Carvajal, Nicholas J. Chung, Samuel Lass, Kevin James Galindo, Mary Hanita Anna Chamaki, Jessica Agra, Morgan Brittany McClure, Anna Karen Martinez, Jaslyn Johnson, Patricia Sakabira, Shalita Kunche Williams, Anthony Lee Tony III, Vitalis Chukanua Obidi, Jake Mai, Jonathan Donald, Scott Torres Merriman, Kyle Quackenbush, Rosalind Maria Ortega, Blake Leva, Emily Alice Hawley, Nathan Randall Funkhauser, Max Minowitz, Dana Schroeder, C. Michael Nordby, Audra Hernandez, Hilda Gonzalez Santiano, Alexandria Lee Natali, Catherine Elizabeth Berkovitz, Eloise Catherine Callender, Lindsay Galloway Grove, Lauren Catherine Smith, Nora Frances Colello, Kelly Catherine Fisher, Katie O'Leary Cleary Troxel, Berkeley File, Lucas Lamb, Marissa Alana Sia, Danielle Florence Latorre, Victoria Yunt, Lorenza Shabe, Joy Chopra, Rika Santos, An Nguyen, Lauren Lamantia, Joel K. Santos, Ami America Tamayo, Luis Efren Aguiar, Grace Alexandra Aziano, Bryant Bao, Guadalupe Yanez, got it. Oh, Joanna Jeanette Mendoza, Natalie Quintero, Leah Nascimento, Jennifer Ellen Coleman, Madison Lynn Young, Kayla Dawn Lamori, Shanley Elizabeth Porter, Elaine Sawyer, Catherine Ann Kennedy, Cindy Lynn, Misato Kathy Suzuki, Christina Schreiner, Kaya Janessa Breslin Kessler, Shannon Nicole Thomas,
Megan Marie Sisto, Melissa Kamiko Cortez, Trisha Kajioka, Sophie Hamadi, Paloma Garcia, Christina Marie Cox, Elena Murphy, Mariana Heil, Elizabeth Rose Kay, Bonnie Claire Given, Kristen Hutchinson, Laura Pashtushka, Lucas Pashtushka, sorry, Megan Sidney Paley, Emily Kristen Armstead, Paula Elena Mourinho, Andrew Nisegard, Joshua Garcia, Scott Shinichi Matobu, Adrian Kalawani Chong, Adriana Natasha Huerta, Lupita Lopez Segoviano, Vanessa Santoya, Jacqueline Cruz Santayana, Tanvir Kaur Dillon, Hannah Adeline Tanaka, Emma Jennings Barry, Abby Tayo, Jessica Tran, Balbina Guajaro Ibarra, Angel Perez, Michael Ernesto Santos, Miles Cameron Reed, Kyle Lewis Jensen, Karen R. Zaldivar, Elizabeth Lorena Suarez, Sonia Diana Suri, Veronica Koo, Christopher McKenna, Mary Nicole Birch, Madeline Kramer Gagne, Courtney Nicole Robinson, Stephanie Clements, Jamie Swartz, Isha Mehta, Moit Kocha, Morgan Lynn Stinson, Carlos A. Gomez, Gloria Maria Villapanda Zamora, Jason Urbisic, Brittany Diane Miller, Eric Jose Rivera, Alyssa Brittany Chan, Andrea Martinez, Bianca Lopez, Jennifer Renee Warren, Heidi Marie Johnson, Gabriela Alejandra Mena, Ali Vayner, Alexandria Vernon, Elizabeth Marie Wiggins, Nicole Zona, Stephen Takahashi, Justin Veely, Trevor Williams, Philip James Wagner, Noelani Felicia Villoria, Talisha Anderson, Lilia Yaneth Sandoval Guerrero, Stephanie Alejandra Ruiz, Kusi Peralta, Zoraida Zulima Aceves, Ashley Robinson, Gabriela Alejandra Alvarado, Anne Figueroa Soliman, Lisa Riviere, Simone Jackson, Hannah Lyde Epperson, Chelsea Latimer Troy, Melissa Teresa Georgie, Kendra McClellan, Michelle Andrea Camp, Chloe Lynn Wilson, Laura Marie Snowden, Michelle Laura Maddox, Lindsay Catherine Evans, Natasha Patel, Nicholas Michael Munson, Alejandra Ramirez, and Michael Adair.
Jenna Marie Sasso, a graduating senior and the 2012-13 president of Associated Student Government, will introduce the valedictorian. Jenna is an economics major with a minor in international business. Her hometown is Morgan Hill, California.
Thank you. Congratulations to the class of 2013. Will Ashley Armstrong please come forward? Ashley is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Anthropology and minors in Economics and International Business. She was chosen as this year's valedictorian for her outstanding academic achievements, a social life marked by maturity, self-confidence, and exemplary ethical behavior, and the respect and esteem of her peers. Ashley will now deliver the valedictory address and show us why it's a great day to be a Bronco. Good luck. Thank you.
Well, since we just received our diplomas, so much for the pre-approved speech. Let's go. No, in all seriousness, it is an honor to speak in front of you today. Graduates, it has been a privilege to have spent the last 4 years among a group of such talented and inspiring individuals. Thank you, family and friends who are here today. Thank you, faculty and distinguished guests. Secretary Panetta, it is far more exciting to have you here than Steve Nash. And you could probably teach him a thing or two about defense. So. As a member of the women's basketball team, I would often give recruits campus tours. And promoting Santa Clara was always really easy for me, and I would rattle off the many features that make Santa Clara great, like our national ranking as one of the best universities on the West Coast, our prominence and network in the Bay Area, our gorgeous historic campus, or I mentioned our powerhouse football team that has been undefeated since 1992. Woo! Or I mentioned our Newsweek ranking as the second most beautiful school, primarily based on the physical attractiveness of the student body. But being a Bronco is so much more than being intelligent or incredibly good looking for that matter. For me, Santa Clara's education of the whole person was evident after I interned for a microfinance institution in Paraguay as part of the Global Social Benefit Fellowship. It was a humbling and transformational experience through which I realized how Santa Clara has allowed me to grow into the very person it strives to educate. So, after learning that I am nowhere close to being fluent in Spanish, and just so no one else makes the same mistake I did, embarazada does not actually mean embarrassed in Spanish. It means pregnant. So eventually I came to understand conscience and compassion as I empathize with clients living under $2 a day. I saw how the range of skills and perspectives I developed through the varied curriculum at Santa Clara provided me with the tools and to critically analyze complex problems and adapt to challenging situations. Lastly, in this developing world context where inefficiency and disorganization flourish, I leveraged my skills to create a nutrition program for rural women and conduct research on the efficacy of microfinance. This could not have been achieved without Santa Clara's foundation of competence. It is hard to articulate for our families and friends who are with us today how we have grown into more competent, compassionate, and conscientious people, because Santa Clara transforms us in a multitude of subtle yet definite ways. Through Arupe, we are forced to step outside the Santa Clara bubble and engage with the community. Through the social justice component of our curriculum, which is integrated into each class, we evaluate our ethics and the impact of our decisions. Through events like Mock Border Wall, Rainbow Prom, and Global Village, we learn to appreciate the diversity that surrounds us. Through the numerous opportunities offered by the school, such as SCAP, the Solar Decathlon, and internships like the Global Benefit Fellows, we express our talents and apply the skills and knowledge we have developed. And it is the people who have truly made the difference. When we lost beloved friend and fellow student Michael Kelly this spring, the Santa Clara community united. We comforted and we supported each other in a time of grief and confusion. The staggering attendance at Michael's service exemplified that Santa Clara is a unique and special place. It is not a mere institution of higher education. It is a family that values each and every individual. At very few places do I imagine you find such a phenomenon. It is never a surprise to run into a teacher who remembers your name or pass by a handful of friends on the way to class. At Santa Clara, we build relationships with highly qualified faculty members that inspire and challenge us. Through small class sizes, we get to know and interact with our peers. Through opportunities afforded by campus life, we form friendships that will remain with us for the rest of our lives. As we leave Santa Clara, we might be scared for what the world holds. A world where there is no swig light to guide us back home. A world where at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday night, we can't order Bronco delivery. A world where the appropriate dress attire for nearly every occasion is not a bro tank. And a world where at the cellar, there is not Cecilia to brighten our day. Embarking on the next leg of our journey, some of us have jobs, and others of us just love answering the question, what are you doing next? Answer, contemplating the meaning of life with financially stable and tirelessly supportive roommates, AKA mom and dad. But whatever our future plans, there are things we will always have in common simply because we are Broncos. We are efficient and ride longboards to class, although the walk is less than 10 minutes. We are determined and will get every last student onto Caltrain for beta breakers. We are passionate, and when our men's basketball team beats Gonzaga, we display our fiery devotion. But most significantly, we are action-oriented and free-thinking individuals prepared to make a positive impact on the world with a Jesuit dedication to excellence and commitment to others that Santa Clara University has instilled in us. Thank you, faculty, friends, and family who have supported us on this journey. And congratulations, class of 2013. Woo!
Thank you, Ashley, for sharing how your Santa Clara education has challenged you to critically analyze complex problems, to work for social justice, and to make a positive impact on the world. You exemplify the mission of Santa Clara University and make your classmates, family, and all of us gathered here proud of the person you have become. Before we close the ceremony with the singing of the alma mater and the benediction, I want to take a few minutes to say thank you on behalf of the president and the entire Santa Clara University community. First, I want to thank our honorees for being with us today. Thank you again, Leon Panetta, for an excellent address. I want to thank the staff who've supported and counseled our students, and in particular those who served as ushers and guides today. I invite the graduating seniors to join me in thanking the faculty, women and men who've been your teachers and mentors, who've stretched your minds to new levels and inspired your hearts, who've counseled and supported you always, wanting to help you become the best you can be. I'd like to recognize in particular the faculty who are retiring this year and thank them for their years of service to Santa Clara. Will faculty who are retiring this year please stand? And now would all the faculty please stand? Finally, I'd like to invite the graduates to thank your friends and family, especially your parents who've been with you and supported you through 4 years at Santa Clara University. To show them your gratitude, would all the graduates please rise and give your parents and loved ones a hand? Thank you all for being here with us for this celebration. Please stand for the alma mater and remain standing for the benediction. The alma mater will be sung by graduating seniors from the Santa Clara University Concert Choir and Chamber Singers and other Santa Clara University singers.
Santa Clara, alma mater, lo, our hearts are pledged to thee. El Dorado's firstborn daughter, who beside the western sea, where the palm and olive mingle, bade the torch of science burn. When our footsteps bear us from thee, back to thee our hearts will turn. This the mission bells are telling, as exultingly they ring. Santa Clara, Santa Clara, alma mater sweet they sing, where the palm and olive mingle, proudly raise their heads on high. In the earliest fane of science, built beneath our western sky, our western sky.
The benediction will be given by Reverend Amy Moeso, campus minister.
Okay, everybody, you're almost done. So consider this your last moment for a deep breath before what is to come. Friends, as you leave this place, remember this. You, every one of you, was made in the image of God. Put your hands on your heart. With every beat, the life God has given you pulses through you. When you feel overwhelmed or afraid or just plain exhausted, remember your heart and know that God knows you inside and out. Tears, laughter, joy, sorrow, they're all okay. God gave you a heart that you might truly feel. Now close your eyes. Inside your head is a marvelous, miraculous mind. It's been put to work these last few years at Santa Clara. And in all you've created and discovered, God has been there too, prompting who you are becoming. Those moments of aha and eureka do not end with a diploma. There will be more to discover and more to become. Now look down at your hands. Over the years, others have held them, washed them, bandaged them. You have not come to this moment alone. God's presence has been with you in all who have given you a hand along the way. Now it's time to stretch out your hands toward new horizons, new people, new ways to care and serve others. Finally, look down at your feet, tied up in laces or most likely poking out of flip-flops. God has given you feet to remind you that life is a journey and college is just one of the forks in the road. Though the road curves just ahead and it might be hard to see around the next corner, God will be there too. Now look around at all these people who are part of this gathering. These wonderful people who surround you are created in the image of God too. Some of these folks have become your dearest friends. All of them have been your traveling companions. We are in this together, even as we go our separate ways. And for that, we are forever grateful. Gracious, life-giving God, we offer into your hands these beautiful, creative, dynamic, thoughtful students and give their future to your care. In this moment of anticipation and emotion, give us comfort and joy in knowing you were present yesterday, you are here now, and you will be with us tomorrow and in all the days to come. I pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
The graduation ceremony will conclude with a recessional of faculty, distinguished guests, and administrators. Please remain standing in your place until the recessional is completed and the platform party has left the stadium. For those of you with reservations to attend the alumni picnic, I invite you to use the exit at the southeast corner of the stadium and follow our stilt walkers to the picnic pavilion. Congratulations to you, the class of 2013, and to your families, and may God bless the newest alumni of Santa Clara University. Have a wonderful day.